Welcome to Game Break Hoops. And today we're going to talk about uh, a great game that occurred last night in the W between the Indiana Fever and the Seattle Storm. Indiana, they entered the game with 0-4 and they left 0-5. Jewel Lloyd played her ass off last night as usual. She fought her way out of a shooting slump, wound up with a double double, led all scorers with 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Nneka Gumake wound up with 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists in the Storm's win. They're now 2-3. The 0-5 Indiana Fever were led by rookie Caitlin Clark, who led the team with 21 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 blocks, followed by Kelsey Mitchell, 17 points and 3 rebounds. Also, Nalissa Smith scored her very first double double with 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 steals. Indiana had a season high of 40 rebounds. They outscored Seattle in the paint and off the bench. The paint points were 50-46, and the bench points were 20-12. Uh, it was a fast-paced game, which left Aaliyah Boston on the bench, but I'll get back to that later. The game came down to the wire with 11 seconds left, and the ball was entered into Clark. They were down by 2, and Caitlin fumbled the ball. Aaliyah Boston recovered the ball, but wound up in a crowd, which caused a jump ball, and the rest is history. Now, that game was so fast paced and so good that Aaliyah at some point had only played 12 minutes. But they wound up putting her back in the game with, I want to say, 5 minutes or 4 minutes left. And I think what happened was because it was so fast paced and the Indiana Fever were playing so well and they were competitive, they couldn't put Aaliyah back on the court. That would slow them down. When you look at Seattle's front court, my God, they're big, they're long, but most importantly, they're fast. And unfortunately for Miss Boston, they outpaced her. But that's not to shoot down her confidence, and that's not what I'm here for, because there will be games like New York where they have few big bigs, and also down in Dallas where this is going to fit her structure, and they're not going to be able to outrun you. They're not going to be able to move as quickly as you because they're taller and they're wider. But most importantly, this just was not the game for Aaliyah to be playing in at a high volume because it was going by so fast. It was almost to a point where it was run and gun. But I will say this to Aaliyah, and I hope she understands this. This is not criticism to put you down. Your off season is where you gain your confidence. Your off season is where you grow your game. And sometimes in the off season, even if you choose not to play professionally, you're gonna have to get your ass out on that court and you're gonna have to ball all week long, every day. You wanna know why? Because many of these women, they're going overseas and they're playing a full season. And when they get back home, they're already conditioned and they are ready to outperform you, to beat you down, to make you look silly. And when you're not at their level, then they're gonna outrun you. They're gonna outpace you and they're gonna leave you behind. And this is your dream. And what you don't understand is a lot of people, a lot of women are living through you because this was once their dream. And the dream is to play professionally in the United States and not have to go overseas. So perhaps you and a couple of your teammates or ladies in the league can work out together, can build one of each other up, or better yet, this is just on you. You're good and you have an excellent a point guard who just doesn't like to shoot. She loves to pass and she likes to play a fast paced game. And so once you recognize what type of game she's playing, it's going to be better for you. With that being said, have fun with it because you only get to do it for what, 10, 15 more years, if possible. Enjoy it. Next up for the Indiana Fever, they play Friday, May 24th against the Los Angeles Sparks. And the Seattle Storm, the next game is Saturday, where they take on uh, Brittany Sykes and the Washington Mystics. But tonight, there are three games on the docket, and two games are on Prime: the Chicago Sky versus New York Liberty, and the Washington Mystics versus Phoenix Mercury. The third game is Minnesota versus Connecticut Sun. It should be a fun night. You guys enjoy.